What is up, YouTubers? Coffee Prodigy back with another video, and today we're going to be ranking the best point guards in NBA 2K Mobile based off of gameplay. Most of this is based off of offline gameplay, if I'm being completely honest. It's like going to be like offline mixed head to head. I feel like offline kind of like dominates most of the gameplay, and at least that I play. But yeah, we're gonna start it off. So we basically have a couple of tiers. We have the GOAT tier, which is basically reserved for the point guards where you just like can't pass up on it. Like if you have that card on your team, then you like want to use that card every single chance you get. Next up, we have really good tier. Their card is still really good. It's just they're not like doing anything that just like makes them like really like stand out like above like everybody else. The goal basically means you stand out above everybody else. Good, but what is that? Means that the card is actually really good, but there's like a glaring weakness. So for example, like the defense, they're not that fast. They just have various issues along with the card. Usable just means like I wouldn't mind using them on my lineup. They don't like if I have to use them, it is what it is. And then trash means I don't want to use that card. And having used obviously means I haven't used the card. So yeah, let's go and get right into it. Also, before we get into this, I do want to mention that I did end up making this myself. If you guys would like to make your own tier list, or if you guys would like to use this one, basically, I'm gonna leave the link in the description so you guys can go and check that out. But yeah, starting off, we have Jason Kidd right here, which personally, in my opinion, Jason Kidd, like I'm trying to give like an overview of all these cards in case like some of you guys haven't really used them like that. Jason Kidd plays really good defense. He's a pretty good spot up shooter. The only thing is he's not really that fast. He can't really create his own shot. So for that reason, I'm going to put him in. Do I want to put him in good, but what is that? Yeah, good, but what is that? Because he can't really create his own shot. Moving on, Jerry West. I feel like he's like generally like the same player, Jason Kidd. His 3-point shot's a little bit better. So basically, in order to like rank the cards in general, I'm just gonna put his above Jason Kidd. His defense is really good. His 3-point shot is better, but same thing. He can't really create his own shot that well. Nick Van Exel. I would put him in the same tier, but I would put him more in the usable tier because his defense is really good. Or his defense is like no, his defense isn't really good. His defense is like I like a 3, but he's pretty decent at creating his own shot. His defense just really bad. Maybe if you give him a defense upgrade, he moves up here. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna put him in usable for now. Maybe at the end of this video, I might put him up to good. But what is that? But yeah, for right now, I'm gonna put him in usable. Steve Nash, same thing. I'm putting him in usable as well. Same thing. He can't really create his own shot, but he doesn't really. He's not that good of a shooter as far as like wild shots, and then like he's not fast. So yeah, same thing with some of the other guys like as far as like Jerry West and Jason Kidd. At least those cards they can play really good defense for you. Moving on, Darren Fox, I'll put him in trash. He's not that fast. He doesn't really have anything outside of being fast. His jump shot is like really slow as well. So yeah. Moving on, we have Mike Bibby. I haven't used him enough to comment on him. Same thing with Jason Williams. Nate Archibald, I'm gonna put him in usable. I feel like if you're like really good at dribbling, this card is actually really good for you. Like I've tried this card out a bit. I've tried Nate Archibald cards out in general, like head to head. Like did like some dribble combinations. Mind you, I don't really know how to dribble in this game to be honest. And like he was actually like making like breaking people's ankles. So interesting card to use. I would definitely recommend trying him out. Maybe if you like are actually good with dribbling, then he'll be really good for you. David Mitchell, I'm gonna put him in haven't used tier because I haven't used him enough. But I'm assuming he's like kind of like an undersized guard. His defense is really good, but he doesn't stand out as far as like shooting stats. If I would guess, he would probably go somewhere in either usable or trash. Maybe if you like upgrade his 3-point shot, he's probably better than Darren Fox in that case. I don't really know. But Luka Doncic. So Luka Doncic is actually pretty decent. The only thing about Luka, his jump shot is kind of slow, and he's a big point guard, so it kind of helps him on his defense. But his jump shot is kind of slow. His mid-range shot is actually pretty good. But we're gonna put him in the good. But what is that tier? Probably at the end of this year, I feel like Jason Kidd and Jerry West is definitely better. Jason Kidd, we're gonna put him above Jason Kidd for right now. And then Steve Francis, haven't used him enough. Ja Morant, I would say, is in the good. But what is that tier? He's like teetering between good. But what is that and usable? His jump shot is like not the fastest release. He can't really create shots of his own, but he's pretty decent at driving to the rim. So I'm gonna put him up here. For now, Devontae Graham. He's actually, from what I know, like I used his Ruby card a decent amount of times in like head to head before, but like his stats right now, I haven't really tried him. I think his stats actually went down this season, so we're gonna keep him in the haven't used category. Same thing with Jose Alvarado. Haven't even touched that card yet. Tony Parker, I'm gonna put him in trash. His mid-range shot, like he's not. Is he trash? His defense isn't the greatest. Doesn't really excel at anything. He's not really fast. You're gonna put him in trash. Russell Westbrook. We have two different Russell Westbrook on this list. We have Lakers Russell Westbrook, and we have Thunder Russell Westbrook over here as well. So Lakers Russell Westbrook, I'm gonna put him in usable. He's still pretty fast to get into the rim. His mid-range shot and his jump shot is like pretty fast as well. It's not too difficult to time. I don't know, but actually, I wouldn't even say Russell Westbrook. A lot of players miss dunks in this game, so I can't even say Russell Westbrook in particular. But Russell Westbrook, we'll put him in the usable tier because of how fast he is and because he's not that bad of a defender. He's actually pretty good at getting steals in this game. Magic Johnson, we're gonna put him up. He's gonna be our first card in the really good tier. Just to show you, like, we're not gonna have that many cards in the really good tier, even though we might have back-to-back with that Chris Paul coming up. Magic Johnson, tall point guard, could post up a lot of players. Only thing about him is, like, when you have to like create like a jump shot, you can't. If there was a post-up button, he would probably be in the GOAT tier because he is a tall point guard and he can like do like post shots and stuff like that. But like since there isn't a post-up button, you're essentially just like running into a player, hopefully they do a post-up animation. He's gonna stay here for now, but his jump shot isn't too difficult to time, especially if you give him like a 3-point shot upgrade. But the only thing is, like, if you like want him as your starting point guard, you kind of have to give him a 3-point shot upgrade because he's just like he has to have a 3-point shot upgrade if you're gonna use Magic Johnson and you want him to be your starting point guard. Chris Paul, he's basically Magic Johnson with a better 3-point shot and a lot shorter. And I think he might be a little bit better. I don't know. Magic Johnson might be better on even just because he's taller and he's like harder to get by because of he's like wider. But yeah, Chris Paul in the really good tier, really good mid-range shooter, pretty good at creating his own shot. Really good. Well, I would say a good defender, above average defender. Just because, as I say, he's not really that big. So yeah, Chris Paul pretty good. 3-point shots pretty decent. Mid-range shots, as I said, pretty good. Shot of dribble, moving shots, pretty good as well. Eric Bledsoe, we're gonna put him in the having used here. Same thing with the Ray Jackson. Ray Jackson, from what I know, I played like 3 head-to-head games with him last season, and he wasn't bad. So like generally, I'll put him in the usable tier. But this season, I haven't really played with him that much, and I don't really have experience with him in like head-to-head or like in like fantasy finals or in the actual event. Maybe if I do get that experience, he'll move up probably inside the usable tier or in this tier. But as of right now, he's gonna stay right there. Stephen Curry, the only card on this whole entire tier list, from what I see, that we're gonna put, at least for now, we're gonna put in the GOAT tier. Stephen Curry is the best point guard in the game. Like, it's like no doubt about it. 3-point shots amazing. His defense isn't really that bad, especially if you give him like some decent upgrades. He's pretty good against steals if you give him like a defense upgrade. Like he can literally carry your team. Like Stephen Curry can literally be your whole offense, and you'll be perfectly fine. You'll probably end up winning a lot of games because of that. So yeah, Stephen Curry is the only player that's probably like undoubtedly on the GOAT tier. Every single other player we have to see about. Jordan Clarkson, he's gonna stay down here. We have what's his name, John Stockton here, which I feel like is in the same area as Jerry West and Jason Kidd as far as like players go. I would say he's so. The question is between him and Jason Kidd. So the difference between John Stockton and Jason Kidd is that John Stockton has a better jump shot. Jason Kidd has like way better defense because he's a bigger point guard. But do we want to put John Stockton above Jason Kidd? Let's see. Just because offense is more important, but there's also a lot of good offensive point guards in the game. I don't know. I feel like they're kind of interchangeable right here. But I am going to. Jason Kidd's probably better at driving. So yeah, we're gonna keep Jason Kidd above him because he's probably better at driving to the rim. So yeah, we'll do that right there. Mike Conley, I would say he's usable. He's not. I don't know. Mike Conley's kind of like when he had like a 3-point shot, he was like kind of like terrible in general because he couldn't really do anything. But like, he can like hit 3-point shots. He can hit wild with 3-point shots. I haven't really experienced this card that much, but from my past experience, he's not that bad. Yeah, we'll just leave him in the usable tier. Damian Lillard, I want to put him in the good, but what is that tier? Because I feel like he's a lot worse this season. He'll probably be at the head of this tier. I wouldn't really put him in the really good tier because I feel like you kind of have to upgrade his 3-point shot or his shot of dribble in order to be in this tier. But in the good, but what is that tier? Because his defense is like just so terrible. He just gets blown by every single time. He can't really defend anything. So we're gonna put him over here. Not as good of a shooter as I would say Curry in this game. His release, if you master Damian Lillard's release, he could probably be in the GOAT tier for you. Who the heck did we just move? Nick Vangsel was, I don't know where he was. We're gonna put him somewhere over here. But Damian Lillard, he will probably, if you like master his release, he'll probably be in like the really good tier. But if you like aren't using Damian Lillard cards all the time, then it just depends on how much you use this card. But I would say in between like the really good and the good, but what is that tier? But if he is in the good, but what is that here? He's probably gonna be the highest player in that tier. Next up, we have the Thunder Russell Westbrook, who I want to put him either in the really good tier or in the good, but what is that tier? For right now, I'm gonna put him in the really good tier because his 3-point shot, if you upgrade his 3-point shot, He's actually really good. His defense isn't bad. As I say, he's good at getting steals. Same thing with the other Russ card. He's actually still fast. He's just better. Like, you can upgrade his 3-point shot. And I believe, like, he has, like, some stats. Like, his mid-range shot's still at a 5. So he's also a pretty good mid-range shooter. So I'm putting him really good tier. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about that. Maybe I'm biased. I'm going to put him in the really good tier. Moving on, we have Gary Payton, who, in my opinion, is somewhere in between. He might be better than... Is he better than Jason Kidd? I know a lot of people don't really like Jason Kidd in this game, but Gary Payton, I'm going to put him like... He would be somewhere over here. He'd be in the good but what is that tier because his shot's kind of slow. His defending is good, but it's like, I don't know. It doesn't really move him, and he's not really fast enough to like get to the rim and stuff like that, in my opinion. Maybe if you're like a good dribbler, maybe he has that in his bag, but like maybe his post shot. Maybe because his post shot, he's probably better than John Stockton because he's better on defense. But I don't know. Personally, like if I had the option, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Would you guys choose between John Stockton and Gary Payton? I don't know. John Stockton's release is like really easy to hit. I don't know. He's more offensive oriented. Gary Payton's probably more defensive oriented. I'm gonna put him right there for now. We'll come back and check that out. D'Angelo Russell, in my experience, he's kind of trash. I'm not gonna lie, but he did get a stat upgrade this season, so we're gonna put him in the haven't used tier for now because I believe he got a stat upgrade. I'm not completely sure. I think he got a stat upgrade. I will have to check. But if he is the same card, then I'll put him in the trash tier because his defense is at like a 3, and you can't really use a card with like a defense at like a 3, and you can't. The thing about your defense being at a 3, same thing with Dame Lillard is you have to upgrade the defense. Because you can't just have your player just getting destroyed on defense every single time. So he kind of has to go in the haven't used here. But if his defense still at a 3, and his mid-range shot, his 3-point shot at the very least is not at least a 5, then yeah, he would have to go in the haven't used tier. Or if his 3-point shot's like a 5, then he'll probably go in the usable tier. So because you can upgrade his defense. But like, as of right now, I'm not completely sure on that. So we're gonna put him in the haven't used tier. Bones Highland, haven't used him either. Jamal Murray. In my opinion, he's kind of usable. I don't know. His defense, last time I looked at it, was at like a 3. And I haven't really used him in a long time because he hasn't really gotten cards that much since he's been injured. So I'm putting him in the haven't used here. But at the same thing with like D'Angelo Russell, where he might be a little bit better than D'Angelo Russell, but like same in the same area where like if his defense at 3, you kind of have to upgrade the defense. But yeah, we'll leave him in that tier for now. Next up, we got Gilbert Arenas. I haven't really used his card that much in this game. John Wall. I would put him in the usable tier, probably ahead of Lakers Russell Westbrook. Do we want to put him ahead of ahead the Archer? But do we want to put him ahead of Steve Nash? We'll put him right here for now. He has like the same attributes as Russell Westbrook, but like his jump shot's just worse. And then I feel like he's a pretty bad like on-ball defender. He's probably not as good at getting steals as the Russell Westbrook card, but still pretty usable card in this game. Jalen Suggs, haven't used him that much in like any actual events. Markelle Fultz, his stats are garbage, but since I haven't used him that much, we're going to put him in the haven't used here. I probably don't plan on using that card, to be honest. He has like a 3 in defense. He doesn't have any stats like a 5, probably besides like agility or playmaking, which is supposed to be at a 5 because it's a point guard. But moving on, Tim Hardaway, same thing. I haven't actually used a lot of these cards in the game. Kyle Lowry this season, I would assume that he's usable. But last season, but we have another Kyle Lowry here. Do we have another Kyle Lowry here? Yeah, Kyle Lowry from the Raptors. So yeah, this season, I would assume that he's usable. But as of right now, we're gonna put him in the haven't used here because he did get a stat downgrade this season. I haven't used him with his updated stats. Kimmel Walker, I would say he's usable. He's kind of like Nick Van Exel, but like a little bit better because his shot's better. Is he better than Russell Westbrook? Do we want to put him above Russell Westbrook? I would say he is below Russell Westbrook because he can't really defend anything, so you kind of have to upgrade the defense. As I said with a lot of players earlier, but his shot's pretty decent and he can hit like moving shots. So I don't know. I'll put him in the usable tier. Honestly, we have Steve Nash way too high. We're gonna move him down. I'm gonna rearrange all this whole thing after. But Lamelo Ball is the next card, and we're gonna put him in the usable tier as well. He's a pretty tall point guard. I don't know. His lateral quickness doesn't really seem to be the greatest as far as like sticking with a player that's like driving to the rim or something like that. But his wingspan does help him a lot as far as defense goes. But I don't know. Maybe we'll put him in the tier above this because his shot release is kind of slow. So I don't really know. I'm gonna keep him in the usable tier. But he does have a chance. I would say he's probably at one of the better players in this tier. We'll put him up here next to John Wall. DeJounte Murray, we'll put him in the good, but what is that tier? He's really good on defense. He's decently fast. The only thing that his shot takes forever to go off for one, and then he's like his shot like just because you get a good release on it doesn't really mean it's gonna be good. Like if you got a go release, I don't really trust Dejounte Murray go releases, and I would know because I play with him like head to head a lot this season. So we're gonna put him in the good, but what is that tier? Drew Holiday. I haven't actually used Drew Holiday cards that much. Drew Holiday hasn't really gotten good. I really hope Drew Holiday gets like a good card, like a defender team. I wish he would have gotten like a good card and theme like this Gary Payton right here, but like he hasn't really gotten that many good cards, so I haven't really had a chance to use him. I would assume he'll be around this area. He'd probably be better than Ja, but like since I haven't really used him that much, we'll put him in the where the heck all right, we'll put him in the haven't used tier since I haven't really used him that much. Tyrese Halliburton, I would say he's in the usable tier. His jump shot's pretty decent. He's not the greatest at creating his own shot. A lot of these players aren't the greatest. Probably there's like a couple players getting like really create their own shot. As far as point guards, assuming you're not really that good at dribbling, which is, and it's me. Like maybe a lot of these players, like, if you're just a guy at dribbling, maybe these players move up a lot for you. But Tyrese Halliburton, he's a decent spot up shooter. He's not bad on defense, so you can actually upgrade his shooting, and then like you can make him faster. You can do whatever you want to Tyrese Halliburton, but I would say he's in the usable tier. Doesn't really have any glaring weaknesses besides his shot creation. But yeah, moving on, Isaiah Thomas. When I use this card, I don't really have any good memories of using Isaiah Thomas. Like usually, like whenever I use Isaiah Thomas, I like look for the best opportunity to remove him from my lineup. So I'll put him in the usable tier. I don't really. He's either in the usable tier or I haven't used here because I don't really feel like I've used this card enough to put him anywhere in the usable. I would say he's usable based off of my experience. Kade Cunningham, he is a taller point guard, but he's kind of like Lamelo, where his shot release is like kind of like slow, but I feel like it's slower than Lamelo, which moves him down a lot. I would say he's probably better than Steve Nash, so we'll put him right there. I haven't really used him that much in events either. I used his rookie card when he first came out because that was like literally my only point guard. But I was trying to look for a replacement. Like generally, if you have like a usable card, I would recommend trying to look for a replacement in the other upper tiers. But yeah, moving on, Chauncey Phillips, I would say he's in the same vein as the Jason Kidd. Is he better than Jason Kidd? He's kind of slower. Is he in the same vein as Gary Payton? I would say they're kind of like the same player. Like they're both really good defense. Chauncey Phillips probably has a better shot. Gary Payton's probably a little bit faster, which is why Gary Payton's probably above him. But yeah, we'll put Chauncey Phillips in the good. But what is that tier? Darius Garland, haven't used him. Hopefully I can get this card pretty soon because I can try him out because he did get a stat upgrade. So he has like a 5 and 3-point shot now, 5 in mid range. So hopefully we get a chance to use him pretty soon. Alex Caruso, I'll put him in the usable tier. He's not terrible in defense. He's pretty good at getting steals. He's a decent spot up shooter. He's kind of like Tyrese Halliburton a little bit. Kobe White, haven't used his card enough. Lonzo Ball, I would honestly put him in the trash tier. Like his jump shot's not fast enough to be effective. His jump shot's actually like extremely slow, so he can't really be effective with his jump shot. Maybe his passing is really good, and I don't really know. Like I don't know. When I tried doing pick and rolls, like when I try like spamming pick and rolls with Lonzo Ball, it's actually not bad at it. Like I usually have like a high rate of success, so I'm gonna put him in the usable tier. But since he can't really do anything on offense outside like running pick and rolls. But I don't know, pick and rolls is like the most used play in the game as well. If you're trying to set up like your center, but like I don't know. I'll put him in the trash here just because the jump shot's too slow. But like I don't know, he could probably go up to be honest. Next up we got Kyle Lowry, who I feel like is like the best of these type of players as far as like in my opinion, Jerry West, Jason Kidd, Chauncey Phillips, not really Gary Payton that much. He's kind of like standoffish a little bit as far as what he does in his game. And John Stockton are basically like the same player. They have like similar releases as far as all of them. They're not really the greatest at creating their own shot. But Kyle Lowry, I would say, with like his previous card, not the Heat card, but like when he has like a 5 and 3-point shot, and like I don't know, Kyle Lowry's really good. He's like a really easy to release to master. I would say he's better than Jason Kidd. I would personally prefer to use him over Luka. I would honestly prefer to use him over Jerry West. But yeah, I'm gonna put him right there. A lot of people might not agree with that, but I'm gonna put him right there. Let me know in the comments. Have you guys tried out Kyle Lowry? Like as far as like past version of Kyle Lowry? Because in my opinion, he's like really good. He's like a 30-point in a head-to-head game type of guy. Same thing with like Jerry West on some occasions, but a lot of these players besides like lower than Jerry West, I don't know if they can do it. Maybe John Stockton, because his shot is pretty good. Maybe we'll end up probably moving John Stockton later on. Next up, we got Fred VanVleet. Haven't used this card enough to say he's really good or say anything really about him. Ben Simmons. I am going to put Ben Simmons in the good, but what is that tier? We'll put him Do we want to put him above? We'll put him right here. Ben Simmons, really good driving to the rim, really fast, really good on defense. You don't get killed when he gets switched onto a big, even though it doesn't really happen that much as far as point guards getting switched and like the CPU taking advantage of it. Like you don't really get killed on that. Only thing is like in order for him to score, he has to be like right next to the rim. So maybe move him down a little bit because you kind of have to upgrade like one of his shots. You kind of have to upgrade his mid range or his 3-point shot, and shot release isn't really the fastest. So maybe move him down a bit. I would say he's better than Ja. Cause if you're gonna talk about like upgrading shots, I would say I'd rather have Ben Simmons with an upgrade shot than Ja with an upgrade shot. And then we'll put him right here below John Stockton. Yeah, we'll do that. And then next up we got Shake Milton. I would assume he's trash, but I haven't used this card. He has like a 3 defense. He has like a 4, like a bunch of other stats. When I looked at this card is kind of trash. I'm not gonna lie, but we'll put him in the haven't used here. Stephon Marbury, same thing. Have not used him enough. Mark Jackson, I would put him honestly in the usable tier. Mark Jackson, honestly, I'm not sure what's going on, but like last season, like with this exact same card, Mark Jackson had like some insane dunking animation. It doesn't really make sense because he's like Mark Jackson. I don't know. Maybe Mark Jackson was like dunking like that in real life. But, like Mark Jackson has some insane dunk animation. I'm gonna try to like get some clips of this card. Maybe if I still have them. But like Mark Jackson has some insane dunk animations in this game. Let me know in the comments if you guys tried out Mark Jackson in this game. Moving on, we got Patty Mills. I'm gonna put him in the I would say he's probably like the head of this tier right here. He can hit wild open 3. Honestly, can he? I literally just tried out this card. He knows he can't. I don't know. He has like a 5 and 3-point shot. His 3-point shot isn't really the greatest though, as far as like hitting wide open shots. And like his defense is like garbage. So I'm gonna put him right there. Next up, we got Rondo. I'm gonna put him in the usable tier. He's really good on defense, even though he only has a 4. He's pretty good at perimeter defense and like getting steals. But he doesn't really have like a shot creation. He's kind of like Lonzo Ball, but I'm pretty sure his release is a decent amount faster. So we'll put him right here. Kyrie Irving, we'll put him up here in the good boy is that tier because I don't know. He's either in this tier or he's in the really good tier because he does have a 4 in defense, so you can like leave his defense alone. I would put him above Kyle Lowry in this tier, probably right below Dame. But honestly, for me personally, I would rather use Kyrie than Dame because I don't have to upgrade his defense. I said with Dame, kind of have to upgrade his defense. But his mid-range shot, yeah, I'll put him right there. His mid-range shot is way better at creating his own shot. As far as like he can create shots like all around the court because I don't know, his release just feels better. Maybe just these are all, as I said, these are all my personal opinion. Derrick Rose, a lot of people like Derrick Rose. I'm not the biggest fan of Derrick Rose in this game. I'm not gonna lie. We'll bring him up here real quick, so we can just get okay. Let's just move him into a tier so we can get him from down there. All right, so Derrick Rose, he's not trash. Do we want to put him in either the usable or the good? What is that tier? That's the biggest question. I would say he is in this tier, but I would say he's at the bottom of this tier. I would prefer to use all these cards. If I put him in this tier, I'm gonna have to put John Wall in this tier too as well. Derrick Rose, I'll put him right there. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about Derrick Rose. I'm probably like the minority opinion that does not like Derrick Rose in the game as much as a lot of people. I see him using head-to-head a lot, maybe because he's a popular player. But like Derrick Rose, I don't know. He's not the greatest. He's not fast. He's not fast like Russell Westbrook. He doesn't have the shot of Russell Westbrook. Like if he had the shot of Russell Westbrook, he'd probably go in this tier. But like, I don't know. I find he's more in this tier. Yeah, we'll leave him right here for now. Do I want all the players in this tier above Derrick Rose? Is he better than Ja? I'll say he's better than Ja. Is he better than Ben? I don't know. I would prefer to use Ben Simmons personally, because of the defense he also provides. But then Ben has like a 2 and 3-point shot. But like if you can upgrade his 3-point shots, like I believe you can upgrade to like a max of like a 4 this season, then maybe he's not that bad. But then again, if you upgrade Derrick Rose to that same thing, if we give Derrick Rose the same respect, then he probably goes above Ben Simmons. Is he better than John Stockton? If he's fast enough to get wide open. We'll put him better. I don't know. Derrick Rose is like the most interesting card in this game. I feel like I want to create like a mentor that has like a +2 and 3-point shot, and I want to like throw like a Shkono that has like a +2 and 3-point shot as well, so we can have like a +4 and 3-point shot. But like as of right now, we're gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna look over this tier list, and I'm gonna see if there's anything I want to change, and then if we change anything, of course I'll show you guys what we end up changing. But yeah, I'll be back. All right, before we end this video, I did want to mention that I did not add Oscar Robertson to this list. The reason I didn't add Oscar Robertson to this list, I wanted to see, because I like basically filter it by team, which is why Jason Kidd was first, like the Nets are first. If you like filter it by teams and it made you Moble. The reason I didn't add Oscar to this list is because I believe the first team that we came across was the Bucks. but I wanted to see like which one had a better card between his bust card and his Kings card. It ended up being his bust card. But yeah, Oscar Robertson. I completely forgot to include him. He would be honestly Oscar Robertson is the closest point guard in the game to being to the GOAT tier. Mid-range shots, really good. You can upgrade his 3-point shots. Tall enough to play really good defense. He's like better than Magic Johnson. I would say like every single way. Yeah, Oscar Robertson. He's really good at driving to the rim as well. He's a tall point guard. Yeah, he's basically Magic Johnson 2.0 with like a better shot. Honestly, there's situations where I would prefer Oscar over Curry just because of the defense, and he's still able to give you something on offense. So honestly, if this was like a head-to-head tier list, then Oscar Robertson would probably be up here right next to Curry. But since it's not a head-to-head tier list, mainly offline gameplay type tier list, Oscar Robertson is gonna stay right there. But yeah, all right. So we're back. I did end up moving some players around. Like I moved Kyle Lowry below Jerry West. I moved John Wall from usable up to the good boys that tier. I don't really feel like there's that much difference between John Wall and John Morant. I moved DeJounte Murray because he was down here. He was like where John Wall is right now, up here behind Luka because of his jump shot. And I'm pretty sure I've rated him like 2 level 4. So yeah, that's why he's right there. And then everybody else, did we change anybody else? I believe we Russ Westbrook like over here somewhere, but we moved him above Nate Archibald. But honestly, I'll put Nate Archibald below Kemba as well. And then anything else we changed? Tyrese Halliburton's like down here. We kind of re-ranked him up here, just moved him a little bit higher because I feel like he's a little bit better than that. Honestly, he's better than Steve Nash, if I'm being completely honest. Is he better than Cade? He is better than Cade. Cade is kind of way too high. Hold up. Cade needs to move somewhere. Is Cade better than Isaiah Thomas? I don't know. He is bigger. I'm going to say he's better than both Steve Nash and Isaiah Thomas for now, but his jump shot is kind of slow. So we'll put him right here, but between both Steve Nash and Isaiah. Mike Conley, he's going to stay where he is, and everybody else is generally going to stay where they are. So yeah, it's basically going to be the video. Obviously, GOAT point guard. There's only one point guard in the entire game that can fit in that tier. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys, let me know if you guys end up doing it. And as I say, you can check out the link. You can send it to me. I guess you can send it to me on Twitter, send it to me on Instagram, whatever you want. You can send it to me. I guess we'll post some of you guys like what's the name tier list on the community tab. That's me do end up sending it to me. But yeah, this is my list right now. As I said, it's all my personal opinion. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace out.